Hello.
Hi.
We've got something a little bit different today.
Yes, this time I'm sitting in a chair.
Today we're doing the Doctor Who Ultimate Impossible Quiz. Now, you don't really know anything about this other than that I've prepared some questions.
Yeah.
It won't include anything past the current season that we're on. In fact, it won't include the current... it will include the current season that we're on.
Right.
But not the last two stories of it.
Okay.
Okay, so you're going to find out very quickly why this is the ultimate impossible quiz.
Okay. Can I know how many questions there are, or is that
There are. I have 22 questions here, but
okay,
some of them have multiple parts. Don't know. We might have to spend a bit of time on each one.
You don't want me to succeed.
Let's begin. Question 1. Start easy enough. What does TARDIS stand for?
Time and relative dimensions in space.
Incorrect. The correct answer is time and relative dimension in space, singular. 0 out of 1.
What? You know, come on.
Nope, I'm not giving you the point. I know they get it wrong in the show, but that's what Susan introduces it as in episode 1. That was the correct answer.
And how long is Susan stuck
You
around
do
for?
not get the point.
I didn't realise we'd have such strict rules. Yes.
In which episode do Time Lords first appear?
It's the Time Meddler.
That is incorrect. The correct answer is An Unearthly Child.
Oh my god! That was a trick question!
Where the Doctor and Susan both appear as Time Lords.
Whenever I hear Time Lord, I always think of the main Gallifrey people. This is me being an idiot.
This is 0 out of 2.
This is me being...
You can play along at home.
The Time
like.
Lords.
Question
Yeah. Oh my
3.
God. I can't believe this. Thank you, Joe. This is the... Yeah, okay.
Question 3.
The Time Lords.
Which episode is Gallifrey first mentioned?
The War.
That is incorrect. It is An Unearthly Child.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is. He mentions his home planet. Doesn't give it a name.
Oh, come on!
It is first named in The Time Warrior.
What?
Yes. It's called the Home World, they call it in the War Games.
I thought they...
But it's first mentioned in An Unearthly Child.
Oh, no.
Okay, I'll give you an easy one. What planet do Silurians come from?
I don't know what...
This one's not a trick. This one's not a trick.
Well, my mind immediately jumps to Siluria.
That is incorrect. They're from Earth.
Oh my god, I'm dumb. Can we stop, please?
Okay, so that's
No.
0 out.
We're gonna stop. It's kind of
so now it's the difficult questions rather than the trick ones.
Right, so this is where the actual quiz begins, when you're not trying to take
Name
advantage of my...
Question 5. He's so salty. Question 5. Name any 3 completely missing stories. And by completely missing, I mean where all of the episodes don't exist in their entirety.
Okay, so not counting Marco Polo, because that does exist in some form.
No, that would be a correct answer.
Marco Polo, then.
It's 2 more. Yeah, okay, I'll let you have it.
Okay, Daleks... Wait, hold on. Is it, though? No. No, there's some episodes of that.
There are 10 possible answers, you already got one of them.
Okay, Highlander? Is Highlander one of them?
Yes, it is.
Oh, my goodness.
I apologise if I have got any of these wrong. Feel free to correct me. This is from my 5 minutes of research.
Highlander.
And what I already knew.
This is just William Hartnell and Patrick Troughton, then. So, you know, I've got a bit of a limited scope, I guess, to choose from. Looking at what exists for inspiration. Do they know about this? The Stash?
Oh, yeah. Don't look at that. I mean, all of those ones clearly exist, though.
Yeah, but I'm just trying to think if any of them can, I don't know, get me to remember, like, oh, something around then, like, yeah, maybe something around...
That's my Doctor Who DVD collection there.
Yes. I'm trying to think, oh, was it something around the moon base, for instance? Let me see. Missing. all gone.
Yeah,
I'm
something
struggling.
approximately around the moon base. You'd be correct.
Oh,
but that's-
right.
But that's not. I'm not giving you that as a point.
Okay, so it is.
It was
there
some
is
in
something.
this era. Well, yeah.
Right,
yeah.
don't give me any hints. Alright, this needs to be 100%.
Well, the Highlanders
answer.
was right before the moon base. You've already got that one.
Yeah, but there could be another.
Mhm.
In fact, I'm sure there is another. A lot of them begin with the, don't they?
Yes, in fact, there's only one Doctor Who story in Patrick Troughton's era that doesn't begin with the word the, and that would be a correct answer for this.
I might have to pass.
Okay, we'll pass then. So the correct 10 answers were Marco Polo,
Yeah.
Mission to the Unknown,
Right.
The Mythmakers, The Massacre, The Savages, The Smugglers, The Power of the Daleks,
What?
The Highlanders,
But
the
they remade
Macra
that.
Terror.
That's technically available.
I
Wow.
didn't say available, I said missing.
They
Macra
still
Terror,
remade-
Fury from the Deep. Fury from the Deep was the Patrick Troughton story that doesn't begin with the word the.
Okay, most of those names are really just simple, though. like,
Yeah, the and then a single word.
they don't stand out. Most of them.
The Savages, the Smugglers, the Highlanders,
Could be
the
anything.
Massacre.
Okay, I'll go with those two.
You got 2 points. Okay, question 6. Name any 2 of the Master's aliases. And there are possible 6 answers of the ones that we have seen.
There's one. There's one that I am thinking of. What was it?
What's the episode you're thinking of?
It's the one where he's like, he's in a role of some kind. It's like, what was it? It was definitely a John. Yeah, it was definitely John Pertwee. The Observer or something. He's like
You're not far off.
the observationalist or something. The council.
You're very, very close.
Councilman.
No.
Count.
Count Counsellor.
The
We just watched Androids of Tara. This week, the Count Grendel.
yeah. Oh,
That's in your head.
The connoisseur.
The connoisseur. The one where he reviews food.
No, it's not that. Come on, you gotta get it. I'm just gonna kick myself when I hear what it is.
Do you want me to give you the 6 answers?
No,
No?
I need to think.
I'm not sure why I limited it to 2.
The
Just guess as many as you
maestro.
can. Again, you're not far off.
I'm sorry, Doctor Who fans.
No, these are difficult
I'm
questions, especially when you've watched them all only once.
Give
Okay,
this
so
one.
the correct answers are Colonel Masters in
Ah.
Terror of the Autons, Emil Keller in The Mind of Evil, Martin Jurgens in Colony in Space, Reverend Magister in The Demons, the Commissioner in Frontier in Space, and Professor Thascalus in The Time Monster.
Oh, right. I thought.
The Commissioner was the one that you were really close to. Question 7. What's the longest number of stories in a row to feature UNIT?
That's a very good question. They weren't in the war games.
No.
So, and then of course, the whole like sort of overarching plot after that is that the Doctor's stuck on Earth. So there'll be a lot of John Pertwee ones. So, yeah, all of his first season. I don't know what season number it is. So that would have been like 5 or 6 stories, maybe 4. And then Terror of the Autons was when Joe Grant and Master. Yes, so that'll be like 7 or 6, or whichever one.
5.
5. Was there only 4?
I'm not telling
John's
you.
First? Okay. Oh yeah, because that would help. But I know that it was all connected.
Don't look. Keep looking at that.
I'm sorry. It's habitual. I'm just gonna say like 11.
Ooh, incorrect. It's 10.
I was thinking 10, but no, I was thinking...
From Spearhead from Space up to Day of the Daleks.
Wow.
So, Spearhead from Space, Silurians, Ambassadors of Death, Inferno, Terror of the Autons, Mind of Evil, Claws of Axos, Colony in Space, The Demons, Day of the Daleks.
Cool.
Okay, so now we're into some of the more behind-the-scenes-y questions.
Ah, okay, I think I
So-
might have an idea of where this is going.
Question 8. How many episodes of Doctor Who are credited to Terrance Dicks as writer?
As writer?
Not the script editor.
Right, yeah, because he was always the script editor. Well, there's definitely one that I know of.
What's the one?
I don't know, but I just know he's
Okay,
written one.
alright.
Maybe 2, maybe 3.
Maybe 4, maybe 5. Not even 30.
He hasn't done very many. You know, he isn't one of those standout writers that we always talk about how great they are, like Robert Holmes. Alright, I'm gonna go with that he's done 3.
That's correct!
Yes! Yes!
The War Games, Robots, and Horror of Fang Rock. He wrote the War Games with Malcolm Hulke. And on the topic of Malcolm Hulke,
Okay.
why did Malcolm Hulke stop writing for Doctor Who?
We watched the thing, the behind the scenes
We
feature
did,
about
we did.
that. He stopped writing. I don't think it was like health issues or if he died or something, because I remember he did stuff after Doctor Who, so he had to have left for a reason on his own terms. You're laughing, you know.
I like watching you work this out.
Yeah. I don't know. Did he not like the BBC or something? Did he?
He didn't like someone.
He had conflicts with one of the producers.
I'm afraid it's not close enough
Oh,
for me
no.
to give you the point. So the correct answer is he had a row with Terrance Dicks
Oh.
after they removed Of the Dinosaurs from Invasion of the Dinosaurs from Part 1 to keep the spoiler free.
Oh.
Question 10.
My goodness.
How many stories, directed by Douglas Camfield, did Dudley Simpson write music for?
Okay, right. Considering that Dudley...
This is an insanely difficult question if you don't know the exact number straight away.
I feel like it's... Because Dudley has done basically all of them, but there's... Oh my goodness. This feels like an attack. This feels like an attack on me.
You did. I mean,
No,
very
when
difficult.
did the Time Lords first
I
come
called it
along?
the impossible quiz at the start. What did you expect?
Oh my goodness. This is going to be the one because I just... Douglas Camfield directed. Alright, you know what? I'm just going to dive into the ocean and say that there was one that Dudley didn't do.
That's how many. No, the question is
Wait,
how
what?
many did he do? Can't say there's one that he didn't.
Fine, all but one!
What number is that?
Oh no, I know what you're asking. Oh, I don't know how many Douglas has directed.
Yes. You're gonna have to.
5.
That's incorrect. So the answer, he only wrote one story music that Douglas Camfield directed, The Crusade. After that, they had a falling out and Douglas never used him again. So, you can check this. None of Douglas Camfield's stories, except for The Crusade, have Dudley Simpson on them.
So, Douglas Camfield is the only director who had problems with Dudley.
Yeah. Everyone else used him.
They choose to use him?
No.
He isn't
He was
this-
pretty much like the composer, for Doctor Who. But when Douglas came along and directed an episode, he said, "I'm not using him. I refuse. I'm using someone else."
Watch all of his stories to see the credits.
Question 11, and we're kind of back to the lore ones now for a bit.
Great.
From what time and location is Magnus Greel from in Talons of Wang Chiang?
The story itself is sort of set in a sort of, I guess, 19th century-ish?
Okay, I'll tell you. Magnus Greel is the main villain, Wang Chiang. That's his real name.
I feel like it's the future. Obviously,
Okay.
that's what a lot of Doctor Who villains do. They come back from the future to mess with the past in some way.
Sure.
A lot of them do that. The 28th century, I don't know.
Okay, that's incorrect. He's from the 51st century,
Wow.
from Iceland.
Okay. That's very imaginative.
Question 12. Hopefully a slightly easier one, maybe.
Hopefully.
Name all 3 female Time Lords.
Well, we've had Romana, obviously.
1 point!
Currently, Susan.
2.
Is there someone on California? Was Barbara secretly No.
That'd be amazing. That'd be a good twist, wouldn't it?
Well, maybe in the Doctor Who and the Daleks, when she's also the Doctor's granddaughter.
Yes.
Even though
Even though he's
Lords
human
wouldn't.
in that.
Yeah. You know. Okay, I forfeit.
The third answer is Rodan from the Invasion of Time.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh well, that was a really great story. So I
Yeah, I wonder
remember all the details about that one.
Question 13. Bernard Horsfall is a Time Lord in the War Games, who we later learn is which character in The Deadly Assassin?
The Master? No.
Is the Master in the War Games?
He might have been.
That's true, actually. He might have been on one of the panels.
It was one of the. Well, it wasn't the person who was being elected. Wait, no, there was no election in Deadly. Wait, yeah, there was. Was it? Yeah, was it one of the people who was going to be elected?
Can you remember his name? Oh, you're so close.
Electus Beridius.
Electus Beridius. How did you guess it? No.
I just know.
The correct answer is Chancellor Goth.
Oh, yes!
From which planet do the Cybermen come from? Planet.
The 10th planet.
Yeah, can I have a name?
Is it planet? Is it like a real life planet?
No.
No. It's not, is it? It's very cold. Isn't it? Moon. Because they're on the moon.
They don't come from the moon, no. Okay, do you want their answers?
Go on.
Mondas.
Oh my god, of course! Mondas the inside! How could I have been so...
And Telos.
I should have gotten Mondas. I should have.
What was the last words the first 3 Doctors have said? Think about the phrasing of that very carefully.
The last words.
The first 3 Doctors have said.
No.
No.
I don't know because
are you refusing to answer?
No. I can't believe this. I mean, in the 10th planet, William Hartnell
He kind of just disappears, doesn't he?
He just kind of falls over and is tired
Yeah.
and regenerates.
Mm-hmm.
And then Patrick is, of course, summoned away by the Time Lords. And he's like falling into that void or whatever, and he's like no.
Yeah.
And then John, a similar way to William actually, yeah. I don't know. What did they say?
Okay. So, when was the last time we saw William Hartnell? So, the last Last thing the first three doctors have said are Patrick Troughton said, "It's been so nice to meet me." William Hartnell said, "I shudder to think what you'll do without me." And of course, the last time we saw John Pertwee was Planet of the Spiders. So his was, well, there's life, there's.
The three doctors, of course.
So that's the last things the first three doctors have said.
I think so?
Not the last words. The last things they have said.
How could I think so restrictively?
You gotta think outside the box in this
real
impossible quiz.
I can't wait for the second one that's inevitably gonna happen.
Yeah, at some point. Okay. Question 16. In a similar vein, what was the first words the first four doctors said? And this one's less of a trick question because it's just
William Hartnell's first word. It was like, what are you doing here?
Well done. That's correct.
Thanks. Now, Patrick. Oh, hello.
No, not quite.
That is something you'd probably say.
It's not Charles Hawtrey.
John, he said shoes, didn't he?
That's correct, yes.
Shoes. Where are my shoes?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Got two of them.
And there's Tom as well. Hello?
Oh, hello! So Patrick's first word was stop.
Stop.
Yep. And Tom's first word was human history.
It would be, actually. That makes total sense.
Of course it does. Okay, question 17. Name all the two-part stories that we've watched. You're not allowed to look over there.
Right, all the two-part. Well,
there's three possible answers.
I think The Edge of Destruction is two parts. Planet of Giants.
No.
No?
No.
Was that three?
That was three. I put my finger up too soon there.
Two. The Rescue. Yes. Is there just one more?
One more.
One more. Two parts.
Give up?
No. Hold on. Yeah, go on.
Santorin Experiment.
Oh, it was, wasn't it?
Yes, it was.
Two parts.
Question 18. Name all of Doctor Who's male companions.
Okay, well, we have...
you get a bonus for mentioning everyone from Unit.
Alright, well, the first ever is the legendary Ian Chesterton.
One.
Jamie McCrimmon. And the Unit folk, you got Alistair Lethbridge Stewart, in his various ranks. I guess John Benton? Yeah. Did they ever confirm? Yeah, they confirmed that.
No, not on screen, I don't think. Well, I think I had to look that up.
Benton, then. Mike Yates.
I've run out of hand. 5.
Ben.
6.
Stephen.
7. 2 more.
Harry.
Yes. 1 more.
Morton Hill doesn't count.
No.
He's never a companion. Who was it?
K9. Question 19. What? It's a male companion.
I guess, but I don't know. K9's...
There's nothing wrong with my answers.
Okay, fine. I'll accept it.
Question 19. Which episode had the highest and lowest viewing figures for a single episode of Doctor Who? You get 1 point for the story, 1 point for the episode.
Right, story that is the highest viewed. I'm thinking Genesis of the Dark, because that is always talked about as, like, you know, yeah, everyone brings Genesis up, sort of, but I don't know, was it that popular? I'm trying to think. Okay, well, season finales tend to be popular, or when it's coming back. Spearhead? Was Spearhead that popular? No.
It's weird because we don't do it like this in terms of, you know, how popular they actually were at the time. We talk about how much we like them, and occasionally I'll bring up how other fans like them.
Yeah.
But viewing figures is a totally different thing, almost.
I'm being swayed by what I like the most. I'm thinking Dalek Invasion because that's like, okay, I don't know where to begin.
So the highest single episode viewed of Doctor Who up to this point was episode 1 of The Web Planet.
No, it's not.
With 13.5 million views. That's
What?
absolutely true.
No, what? People, but the first episode, so they didn't
1.
know. They didn't know what was going to happen.
No, it'll built up through the Dalek invasion of Earth, and then sort of peaked at the beginning of the Web Planet,
and then down to 0.
On that topic, what is the? You go for the lowest.
Web Planet Part 2.
No. No.
Okay, well, Dalek Invasion would have been really popular, so it's not anything between that and the Web Planet. Was there any point in 1964 where millions of people's TVs just stopped working? The Crotons.
Again, you're not actually that far off.
Seeds of whatever.
Death. No. The answer was episode 8 of The War Games.
Really? Oh.
Which had 3.5 million views.
That,
10 million less than the Web Planet episode 1.
That actually does sort of make sense, because, you know, maybe people were getting bored of that story because they weren't expecting...
It was the end of a very long season. Doctor Who. 6 years into its run, and nothing much had changed in a while.
That makes sense. And I suppose the Web Planet being after, like, one of the top 3 all-time best, in my opinion, then, yeah. That kind of makes sense. Alright.
Question 20. We're not too far off the end. Name 5 pseudo-historicals.
Would Androids of Tara wouldn't fit under that, would it?
No.
No, it's not really historical.
Nope.
Time Warrior.
1.
The Time Meddler.
2.
Yeah, I knew it. No, not a Keys Emeritus. That was just one little... yeah, that wasn't even historical at all.
Nope. No, it wasn't.
I was thinking of the secret, the subliminal leak thing, that sort of periodic.
Right, yes.
Come on, I need to know more of these. How am I not thinking of more? I've seen them all.
Yeah. No, you haven't. So
I feel ashamed.
The 11 answers were the Time Meddler.
Yes.
The Evil of the Daleks.
That was just... Wait, what?
It doesn't fully exist.
Oh, well, come on.
I didn't say whether they had to exist or not.
Fair enough.
I only assessed for 5. It's Victorian era.
I would have liked to watch.
Well, hopefully they will animate it.
Get on that.
Third one, The Abominable Snowmen.
Right.
The War Games.
Yeah, I guess.
The Time Monster. Carnival of Monsters.
Again.
My answers are correct.
Well, you
The Time Warrior.
Well, I got that.
Pyramids of Mars. The Mask of Mandragora. The Talons of Wang Chiang.
Of course!
Horror of Fang Rock. Question 21. Name 5 pure historicals. Again, there are 11.
Right. Well, Reign of Terror is the Aztecs, the Romans, the gunfighters. Okay, fine.
One more.
Come on, I need this. Come on, Jamie. You can do this. Remember it. Remember.
There's no historical about Bonfire Night.
They never did one with Guy.
Chris Chibnall. Next season.
Oh, is he the...
He's the showrunner at the moment.
Okay.
Bonfire Night historical. Okay, maybe not. Something that happened in an episode of the season we just had would probably conflict with that. Although you could do it.
It's the enemy of the world.
Set in 2018.
No, of course. It's so historical. It's set last year in our time.
Well, we assume that's when the helicopter has its date in 2018. Do you want me to go through them?
I don't know if I do want to, but you may have to.
Okay, so the ones I have down are An Unearthly Child,
Yeah, technically.
Marco Polo, The
Yeah.
Aztecs, The Reign of Terror, The Romans, The Crusade, The Mythmakers, The Massacre, The Gunfighters, The Smugglers, The Highlanders.
Most of those don't even exist.
Yeah.
When I think of historical, I always think of like when they really show off the setting.
Yeah.
And Unearthly Child doesn't stick out to me in that way.
No, but they spend 3 of the episodes entirely in 10,000 BC.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, last question.
Last one. This has been eye-opening.
How are you doing at home? Have you got any
Yeah.
points?
Yeah.
Hopefully you've got
Comment down
some.
below how you're doing.
Question 22. Name every actor that has played the Doctor on screen.
Aha!
There are 14 answers.
What, so ever?
Yes.
The entire show? On screen? Not just including what we've seen, but
14 answers.
just the whole franchise.
Go.
From then to now.
Go.
Okay, right, okay. So you got William Hartnell, you got Peter Cushing, you got Patrick Troughton, you got John Pertwee, you got Tom Baker, you got Peter Davison, you got Colin Baker, you got Sylvester McCoy, you got Paul McGann, you got Chris Ferguson, you have what was after David Tennant, you got Matt Smith, Peter Capaldi, Jodie Whittaker. Currently,
That's 14.
yeah.
That's incorrect. As I stated at the beginning, this quiz is only including stories up to the ones that we have seen.
You trickster. Come on! I thought you...
14 actors that have played the Doctor on screen up to where we've seen.
Up to where we've seen? But there's only
You got correct. Peter Cushing, William Hartnell, Patrick Troughton, John Pertwee, Tom Baker. You have 5.
14.
There are 14
Up
answers.
to where we've seen.
Yes.
What has been going on with Doctor Who? Well, I don't know.
No, we've seen all of these episodes. I apologise.
Charlie.
You're not going to get it, by the way. I'm just
I'm
messing
not.
with you. Do you want me to tell you the answers?
What is...
So the answers are Peter Cushing, William Hartnell, Edmund Warwick, Patrick Troughton,
Are you including like
John
stunt
Pertwee,
people?
Tom Baker,
Stand-ins?
Philip Hinchcliffe, George Galaccio, Robert Holmes, Graham Harper, Douglas Camfield, Christopher Baker, Robert Banks Stewart, and Christopher Barry. That's everything. Thank you
What's
for watching.
the catch?
Thank you for watching this video. I'm not even going to explain it. No, I'm going to explain it to you. Okay, so Edmund Warwick played the Doctor in The Chase, where the Daleks make the double of William Hartnell.
Oh, and I have to infiltrate and kill.
Well remembered, yeah, exactly.
That always stuck with me.
And all of the other ones are in The Brain of Morbius, where the Doctor is doing the mental battle, and all of his previous incarnations, they are canon. They are, in fact, incarnations of the Doctor when they're doing the mental battle, and all the previous incarnations appear in the machine thing. They are all played by Philip Hinchcliffe George Galaccio, Robert Holmes, Graham Harper, Douglas Camfield, Christopher Baker,
Wait,
Robert Banks
so-
Stewart, and Christopher Barry.
So William Hartnell was not the first Doctor incarnation. There've been
I'm
many.
joking with you. I'm joking with you. Take from that what you will. That's all.
Right, well, thank you. I am now going to.
Post down in the comments how many points you got if you were playing along.
You've probably done better than me. You know,
know.
even though I've seen all of those ones within a relatively short amount of time. You know,
You
2.5
did
years.
very well. How many points do you think you got? I don't remember.
I don't know, probably like 9 or something.
Yeah.
Are you going to do the total now?
No. I'll do it when I'm editing it. It's going to appear like here. That's
oh
how
my
many points you
goodness!
got.
I did that well.
I know. It's terrible.
Well, thank you for watching me crumble. See you for the next reactions and quizzes and other fun things that might be happening. I don't know what Charlie will brew up.
What have I got planned for you?
Yeah. How is this channel going to evolve?